Hey there, it's Jane Miller, Jane Miller Associates, and the Big Money Business Blueprint. Thanks for coming in. You have already probably gotten your PDF of the report below, and I'm anxious for you to dig into that. I'm just going to do this video in case you would like to listen in and verbally see what's going on. So we're talking about 3 tricky truths that most small business owners avoid that keep them overwhelmed, underpaid, and working day and night. Because really what we want to do is work less, earn more, and celebrate often. So many of you know me. I've been working alongside of large and small businesses for over 25 years in capacities as both a trainer, facilitator, a small business person myself, and working with the electric utilities, a couple of them across Pennsylvania. So hopefully you'll see the light as well. So again, I've worked in customer support, billing, service, project management, field work, training, and I've been a trusted energy advisor to many of the small businesses and large and small corporations in the area. So, but what I've really been is privileged to serve everyone, to help their bottom line. And not only with the electric utility, but many of you know me, I've had family businesses, my own business, contractors, and so forth. So I know I've seen the overload, and I've seen the frustration when we try to do it all and we try to be it all. And, you know, your hopes and dreams of having your own business and working your own hours, maybe leaving a legacy to others. Again, just having that independence and really serving the clients and the community with your skill and talent. But it takes a toll. And as my husband says, it costs to be the boss. But let's make that, again, helping us to work less, earn more, and celebrate often. So again, it's my pleasure over the years to have served as consultant and advisor to many, and now I'm here with you. So let's talk about these tricky truths. So the first one, so the key to get every critical thing done without feeling pushed and pulled in every direction. And this is called the Ivy Lee method. And I don't have my Thinking into Results book handy, but this was, I first read about from Napoleon Hill. And basically, what happened was Ivy Lee was a consultant, oh my gosh, back in early 1900s. And at the time, Charles Schwab was one of the richest men in the world. You may know him as the president of Bethlehem Steel. So he brought Ivy Lee in to help his executives try to sort through all the things they had to do. And Ivy told Schwab, give me a couple minutes with your executive, 15 minutes is all I need with each of them, and I'll show them a way to get more things done, the things that required to be done. Well, he said, how much will it cost me? And Ivy Lee told Schwab that it's not going to cost you anything. In 3 months, let me know how it worked out, and if you feel like it did, send me a check. Well, here's how it went. So Lee explained this simple method, and I'm going to explain it to you and work with you on it. So at the end of each workday, write down the 6 most important things that you need to accomplish tomorrow. Don't write 12, don't write 20, just 6. Now, prioritize those items in the order of their true importance. And in another tricky truth, we're going to help you figure out what those are. But nonetheless, when you get in tomorrow, when you start your day, when you head out, concentrate only on the first task, the one that you marked as number 1. And then work on that task until it is finished before moving on to the second task. Now, you're going to get interruptions. There's going to be fires, right? But what we do is we go back to that number 1. Don't start on something little. Don't say, oh, I'll just get those couple of things done. Start on 1 and stay with 1. And if that's all you get done the whole day, at least it was the most important. And then approach the rest of the list in the same fashion. Get done with number one, celebrate. That's how we're going to celebrate often. And move on to number two, attacking that the same way. Interruptions will come, we know that, but go back to the most important things on your list. Then at the end of the day, you'll write a new list, because here's what might happen. As you created or finished or got almost to finish number one, some of the other things that may have been priorities may have changed. So write a new list of 6 items and then repeat this every working day. So this sounds so simple, but as Schwab worked with the executives at Bethlehem Steel, he gave it a try, and after 3 months was astounded at the results that they all had. He was so delighted, they say that he sent Ivy Lee a check for $25,000. Now, in 1918, that was a lot of money. Today, that would be around almost $500,000. And I'm not even going to charge you $500,000 for that. Okay, truth number 2, and this feeds from your 6 items of what do you need, what do you know, what do you need to know to pick the things that are priority. What should get done? Well, let's talk about the 80-20 rule. And you've seen pictures of the 80-20 rule, and you'll see one in the report. And basically, 20% of your efforts lead to 80% of your results. So what does this mean? Well, this means that now you can double, triple, and even 10x your sales and profits by using this method. And of course, it's also called the Pareto principle, and that was after its founder, the Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto. He first wrote about this in 1895, and he noticed that it really applies to everything. And he first wrote about people in his own society. They seem to naturally divide into the vital few, the 20% who seem to have 80% of the wealth and everything else, and then the trivial many, the 80% who share the minimal 20% that's left. So what we want to do, again, is 20% of our efforts to give us 80% of our results. What are we doing in that 20%? What are we doing all day long? So when I work with clients, we figure out what is on your list. And let's look at the 20% that gives you the results you want and multiply that, right? Duplicate it, so then the 80% will grow and grow and grow. So if 20% of your activities account for 80% of the results, again, 20% of your customers give you 80% of your sales, 20% of your services give you 80% of your profits, and 20% of your tasks account for 80% of the value of what you do. So if you're a contractor and your craft is getting out there and actually building and framing up, that's where your money is. Are you sitting at home in the morning trying to answer emails? Are you doing too many proposals that give you zero benefit? Are you chasing down employees and trying to figure out all the things that go along with that? And maybe you can't or don't want to hire someone full-time to do that, but there's virtual assistants that can help. There's so many strategies to use to keep you on your 20% that's valuable and that brings you value. So again, when you're looking at those 6 tasks that you wrote out that you feel are the highest priority for tomorrow, let's look at them closely and make sure we're working on the things that will bring the value to you. And if you need assist with that, I can help you. We'll help you sort it all out. So again, the most valuable tasks you do each day sometimes are often complex and hard to get rolling. For example, teaching someone to clean out your email box for you, getting someone on board to help with those employee issues, but they will pay dividends that multiply for you. So we just want to Refuse to work on tasks in that bottom 80% that only give you 20% of the results. But we'll work on that together. So always ask yourself, is this task in my top 20 or my bottom 80%? And then truth 3. This is the crazy easy hack that ensures that you, the business owner, can finally work less and celebrate often. And how to work less in one step? Just work less. Sound simple? It really is. And this is really a proverb coined by the British scholar Northcote Parkinson. And then this is known as Parkinsons Law. And it points out that people usually take all the time that they've given to complete a task, when frequently you can complete it in a lot less. So work expands to fill the timeline you allow for it. So if you can squeeze it, if you can limit the time that you spend on a certain task, you can contain it within that space. So here's a good one. Work, work, work until your laptop just goes dead. Don't plug it in. Oh, I think that's funny, but there's something to be said about that because it forces you to contain your work and to hurry and get things done. I know in corporate, once we've been working through the day, and you get this little screen pop up that said, your computer will reset in 5 minutes. What? Why do you do that in the middle of the day? It's such a flaw, but it would happen. However, whatever I was working on, guess what? I would get it done and get it saved. Not a bad idea. I think sometimes I should institute some of that. Hello, IT, could you send me one of those resets, please? Wouldn't that be great? But the reality again is when you only allow a certain time for a task, you will likely get it done. And when the time is up, the time's up. You'll teach yourself to get things done in a much better fashion. The other thing is, if you don't do this, you can add in stress and worry, and that just expands it, and that also pushes the task out into the hours. This is going to become your new mode because, again, work expands to fill the time for its completion. Let's talk about it a little deeper. So, in reality, if you give yourself a task and you say, I want to get it done by the end of the week, guess how long it's going to take? A week. Do we ever get things done more quickly? When I work in project management, customers were always saying, can't you get that done a little faster? And if you don't put those parameters on, you don't find a way. And I found that when the team says, okay, we have got to get this done by X, isn't it interesting that we're finding a way? Also, and they say psychologically speaking that the task gets harder and more complex the more time we allow for it because we add all that stress and tension into it. So again, by assigning the right amount of time to a task, guess what you gain back? More time. Actually, we only have so much time, don't we? There's no more to get. You use up all you have. And you get it all. We get all the time that we need. So here's a great hack. You have to allow your personal time, right? Here's your work, to push back on your work time. So assign that afternoon bike ride, that dinner date, watching the kids' softball game, put it in there and let it push back on the work time, and I'll bet you get those work tasks done. So for more insights on how you can work less, achieve more, and celebrate often, stay tuned with me and ask for one of our Business Blueprint breakthrough sessions. You're going to love this because what we're going to do is look at your vision and the things you're doing in your company, what you want to obtain, what you want to attain, how you're doing that. We'll work on strategies to get you rolling there. We'll look at things that are holding you back. whether there are some hurdles or maybe there's some mindset, but then we'll look at how we can get that done. And you'll just leave the session feeling renewed and refreshed and with a great outlook for your future. Okay? So give me a call. I'm at 717-507-0186. And check out everything else at bigmoneybusinessblueprint.com. And thanks so much for tuning in, and I will look forward to working with you. Thank you.